Building your inner empire doesn't start with massive action. It starts with small, disciplined habits, every single day. The Stoics didn't believe in dramatic change. They believed in the quiet, consistent practice of virtue. The quiet, consistent work of becoming the best version of yourself. They understood that real power isn't about grand gestures. It's about the little choices you make, the daily actions you take, the habits you form when no one is watching. The first step to building your inner empire is understanding this. You don't need more motivation. You need more discipline. Motivation is fleeting. It comes and goes. But discipline stays. It's in every moment when you choose to act in alignment with your values. It's in the habits that shape your character, not the temporary moments of willpower. The Stoics were masters of habit. They knew that if you want to live a life of purpose, you don't wait for inspiration. You build habits that guide you there. This video isn't about massive change. It's about daily change. Little shifts in your routine that compound over time and build the foundation for an empire of the mind. Habit number 1. Start your day with purpose. Morning meditation. Most people wake up to chaos. They're immediately on their phones, checking messages, emails, social media, drowning in external noise. And before they know it, their mind is scattered, their energy drained. But the Stoics had a different approach. They didn't let the day dictate their mood. They took control. Marcus Aurelius would begin his day by reflecting on the kind of person he needed to be. Virtuous, disciplined, focused. Epictetus started each day with a mental rehearsal, setting his intention to live with wisdom and serenity. This is how you build your inner empire, by starting with purpose, not reaction. When you wake up, don't just jump into the noise of the world. Start with silence. Take 5, 10, or even 20 minutes to reflect on who you want to be today. Think about your goals, your values, and how you want to approach the challenges ahead. Meditate on the Stoic principles. How will you practice virtue today? How will you show resilience? How will you remain calm in the face of difficulty? This isn't about religious rituals. This is about arming yourself mentally for the day. You're setting your mind to create instead of consume. Your morning meditation is your first step toward mastery, a small daily habit that shapes your mental strength and emotional clarity. Habit number 2, embrace silence, the power of inner stillness. In a world filled with noise, silence is a weapon. Most people live their days bouncing from one distraction to another. Noise, notifications, opinions. It's easy to get lost in the chaos. But the Stoics understood that the more noise you allow into your life, the less you'll hear your own thoughts. Seneca believed that solitude and silence were necessary for reflection and clarity. He wrote, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality. And part of the reason we suffer is because we never give ourselves space to think, to just be." If you want to build your inner empire, you need to reclaim your silence. Start small. Carve out 20-30 minutes a day where you are completely alone with your thoughts. No distractions, no background noise, just you and your mind. In those moments, practice being still. Let your thoughts come and go without judgment. Observe the patterns of your mind, the worries, the desires, the anxieties, and let them pass without attachment. This is not about escaping the world, but about observing it from a place of calm. The more you practice silence, the more you strengthen your ability to respond to life's challenges with clarity instead of reaction. Silence is a doorway to mental mastery. The Stoics didn't fill their days with constant noise. They used silence as a tool to sharpen their focus, to listen to themselves, and to align their actions with their deepest values. Habit number 3, practice mental toughness. Face discomfort every day. The Stoics didn't seek comfort. They sought growth, and growth rarely happens in comfort zones. In fact, the Stoics understood that the more we avoid discomfort, the weaker we become. Marcus Aurelius, in his meditations, often reminded himself to embrace challenges, not shy away from them. He didn't see hardship as something to fear, but as an opportunity to strengthen his character. If you want to build your inner empire, you must intentionally place yourself in discomfort every day. It could be as simple as waking up earlier than usual, taking cold showers, doing a workout you dread, saying no to a tempting distraction. Whatever it is, make it part of your routine. Every day, find something that stretches your limits. This doesn't mean recklessly pushing yourself into pain. It means developing the habit of not running from discomfort. It means choosing growth over ease. When you face discomfort, you're building resilience, the ability to endure without breaking. The Stoics believe that this kind of mental toughness is essential for a virtuous life. Every obstacle, every challenge you face, is an opportunity to sharpen your character. By making discomfort a daily habit, you strengthen your willpower, develop emotional endurance, and gain control over your impulses. If you're training your mind like a warrior, hit subscribe. No hype, just discipline. Habit number 4. Set clear goals and execute with discipline. The Stoics didn't wander through life without a clear purpose. They knew exactly what they stood for and what they wanted to achieve. But more importantly, they knew the steps required to get there. Marcus Aurelius didn't waste time chasing distractions or procrastinating. He was deliberate with his actions, his decisions, and his time. If you want to build your inner empire, you must first decide what you're working toward. No more vague goals. No more, "I'll figure it out later." Set clear, measurable goals for yourself. Whether it's in your career, your relationships, your health, or your personal development, make sure every goal you set aligns with your values and purpose. Then, act with discipline, consistently. The Stoics were masters of self-discipline, practicing it in all aspects of their lives. They didn't wait for motivation. They relied on habit and consistency. Each day, focus on taking small, consistent actions toward your goal. Don't overwhelm yourself with huge tasks. Break them down into manageable steps and execute them with precision. The power of discipline comes from its consistency. Even when you don't feel like it, you show up, you do the work. And that, over time, compounds into massive results. Discipline isn't about being rigid. It's about commitment to your purpose. It's about developing the inner strength to push through resistance and stay on track. By setting clear goals and executing with discipline, you build a life of meaning, structure, and control. Habit number 5. Manage your time and energy. Protect your focus. The Stoics knew that time was the most valuable resource we have. They didn't waste it. They didn't fritter it away on distractions or empty entertainment. They understood that every moment counts, and how we spend those moments ultimately shapes who we become. Seneca, in his letters, warned against wasting time, calling it the most precious of all possessions. Time, unlike money, can't be earned back. Once it's gone, it's gone. If you want to build your inner empire, you must protect your time like a treasure. This means eliminating distractions. This means saying no to things that drain your energy. It means not giving in to the endless cycle of busy work that prevents you from focusing on what truly matters. Start by evaluating where your time is going. Where are you spending your energy that's not serving your goals? What habits or people are siphoning your focus? Once you identify these time drains, you have the power to protect your energy. The Stoics didn't waste time on things they couldn't control. They didn't fret about the future or obsess over the past. They stayed in the present moment, taking action where it counted. Every minute you spend on your goal is an investment in your future. Every minute wasted on distractions is a minute you'll never get back. So create systems that protect your time. Build routines that keep you focused. Prioritize what matters, and do it with consistency. By managing your time and energy with intention, you align yourself with your highest purpose and avoid being scattered or pulled in 100 different directions. Habit number 6. Cultivate self-awareness. Know yourself deeply. The Stoics knew that true power begins with understanding oneself. Before you can master your world, you must first master your mind, your emotions, and your reactions. Most people go through life with little to no reflection on who they really are, what drives them, or why they do what they do. But without self-awareness, you're simply reacting to life, instead of consciously choosing your actions. Epictetus said, "Know first who you are, and then adorn yourself accordingly." Understanding who you are, your strengths, weaknesses, desires, fears, allows you to make intentional decisions that align with your values. This is where the power of self-reflection comes in. Every day, take time to reflect on your actions, your thoughts, and your feelings. What did you do well today? Where did you fall short? What triggered you, and why? This isn't about judging yourself. It's about understanding yourself. It's about learning from each day and using that knowledge to grow. By regularly assessing yourself, you gain insight into your patterns of behavior and thought, giving you the ability to break old, limiting patterns and replace them with new, empowering ones. Self-awareness leads to control. It leads to conscious action instead of knee-jerk reactions. When you understand your own mind, you can build your life with intention, not out of impulse. So take the time each day to know yourself more deeply. Spend a few minutes journaling about your day, your thoughts, and your emotions. This practice of reflection will help you stay grounded and focused on your path to personal growth and mastery. Building your inner empire is not a single event. It's the result of consistent, disciplined habits that compound over time. Each of the Stoic habits we've discussed, meditation, silence, mental toughness, clear goals, time and energy management, self-awareness, are the bricks that make up the foundation of your life. But the real power lies in the consistency. The Stoics didn't just practice these habits occasionally, they integrated them into their lives every day, without exception. And it's the repetition, the daily commitment, that ultimately leads to the construction of an empire, not in the external world, but within yourself. You can't build something grand with half-hearted effort. You can't create mastery without continuous effort. Every habit, every action, every choice you make must align with the empire you wish to build. Your inner empire isn't something that's handed to you. It's something you build, day by day, through your discipline, your decisions, and your actions. So, as you go through your day, ask yourself, what actions are you taking that contribute to your inner empire? What habits are you building today to support your growth? Remember, the empire you're building starts within. It starts with your mind, your habits, and your commitment to becoming the best version of yourself. And with each small, disciplined action you take, you get closer to creating the unshakable empire of your mind.